Carlo Yahweh, Bashem Yahshua, Bashem Yahweh. The one that says the apostles at Great Millstone, salute your brothers, teaching the word in sincerity and truth. So this topic here, I'm going to stay on this topic because of what's currently going on out there. And I'm going to do some commentaries on this kind of stuff here. So I like the clips and we've seen. This was, so, they've been interviewing people on the streets, different people, getting different reactions. You know, the fact of the matter is, this is coming in whether you like it or not. You know, that's the where prophecy kicks in, where it's eventually gonna lead to a mark of the beast RFID chip. You're gonna have revolts. You're gonna have people against this. Revolts is part of the scriptures as well. Okay, so revolts is part of the scriptures. It's a prophecy as well, so you're gonna get that. They know that, but you can't stop what's gonna happen. So they're gonna have to have the military involved and all that in these kind of situations. Let's play.
I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital.
And by the way, it's called martial law, all right? And they've got concentration camps out there. Let's play this.
ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID.
And as we highlighted before, he's thrown up the pyramid. Because this agenda is coming from his higher ups.
It's as simple as that. Because decent, pragmatic, fair-minded people, they want us to tackle the issues that they see around them. And of course, the truth is, we won't solve our problems if we don't also take on the root causes. For too many years, it's been too easy for people to come here, slip into the shadow economy.
So if you think about it, right, if you ain't got if someone comes in illegally, if you ain't got a digital ID, how you gonna be on the grid if you can't work? So are they still gonna just have people running around illegally without? But they'll be like, it's okay if you don't have a digital ID. Because one dude in this interview, oh, well, it ain't gonna be mandatory, but then he's turned around and went, well, it is. Which one is it? So the scripture says that it calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hands or foreheads, that no man might buy or sell. So he had the mark. So pretty much, this is where it goes. It's going to be, if you don't get that, you ain't going to be able to do anything. You ain't going to be able to buy or sell. And that's how this thing ends, because you're going to have off-gridders and gridders. And that's him trying to get that new world order. And those that don't take it is going to be, you know, pretty much trying to kill them off. You know, and then it's going to have to be that if you ain't got it, then how are you not, then you're the T-bomb. He's going to have to get to that stage. Because what would the point having it? And then, but you got people, communities of off-gridders that are like surviving together and shit. He's gonna cut them off from everything, food, resources, shelter, and then he's gonna have to say, well, you know what, you guys are the T-bombs. That's you know what I mean by that, because you got the N-bomb. That's what they'll say if you use, you know, if you say, yo, what's up, nigga, they'll go, oh, that's the M-bomb. So that's so you know the T-bomb, you know what I'm talking about. you don't know, it's you know what I'm saying. It's for when this like it got a false flag happen.
And remain here illegally. Because, frankly, we've been squeamish about saying things that are clearly true. It's not just that it's not compassionate left-wing politics to rely on labour that exploits foreign workers and undercuts fair wages, but the simple fact that every nation needs to have control over its borders. I think it's a good idea.
So control over the borders, having everybody's digital ID, so pretty much you won't. And they like I said, they've been talking about this before he just come out and said this the other day. They've been talking about this, and they put it through the parliament, and he's just come out and said, well, we're doing it. So they was already talking about it in parliament and shit. And then he just announced it. So there's been mixed reactions. But he just said that you ain't gonna be able to work. If you ain't got this, you ain't be able to work. So you're gonna have to get it. And obviously, people are talking about, well, they're gonna be able to track you easier. Because if everything will be on one, but that's the point, right? One world government, one world order, everything, right? That's the part of the plans that they got. Let's get this right quick. Job 5:18, to set up on high those that be low, that those which mourn may be exalted to safety. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. And he's talking about the secret counsel of the wicked. And it talks about them pushing policies of Micah. When because it's in the power of their hand. So there was an interview with Aaron Russo here, and he was going into how they want to get everybody chipped, and he got told that from a Rockefeller, Nick Rockefeller. We see the conspiracy. There ain't gonna be conspiracies, because it's all gonna be happening, and you're gonna have to make a decision. That was conspiracy stuff now, and that was wait. Let's see what this do. I mean, come on. But a lot of people, I ain't gonna take it. I ain't gonna have a digital ID, and then first of all, the digital ID is not the mark of the beast. It's the digital ID is it's external. The mark of the beast is internal, right? So let's say let's say you got your phone, you put the digital ID on your app. So basically, your ID is on your phone, which they're pretty much. People use phones for verification of identification. They'll upload their driving license, passport, online and shit. It's the same shit. But all those are external, right? But the fact is, if they got this one app with everything on it, that's the steps closer to that's everything being all centralized. Now they want to straight up chip you. They want to straight up track you like a fucking animal. Or I say track you like a slave, ultimate slave.
We could be tracked. We're being tracked every day anyway, through the use of our mobile phones.
Yeah, he's right. He's right. You are being tracked. You are being tracked through the phones, and through, you know, you got the Internet of Things, and everything that you're doing, you're purchasing, what you're listening to, all of that's just data collection.
I suppose what I think is, some people complain about immigration. Some people complain about people complaining about immigration. You know, we all need to do whatever we can to support the government to manage immigration. And identity cards are a way of doing that. It's something people have been calling for a while. And I think it needs to be thought through. I was surprised at the announcement.
So you got people saying, well, ID cards ain't going to do nothing because there's this card, this and this, and people ain't. I'd have to watch back the video. But, so, it was one of those 3P kind of individuals that did a video on it. Now, one thing is that with the this ID, right, and shit, like I was saying, they're gonna have to have enforcers. So you gotta know the agenda. It's not they're gonna have to have enforcers enforcing this digital system. You've seen drones, a lot of drones. The military, or you know, the troops, concentration camps, all of that. Because there was one question time. Yeah, it's question time. Yeah, and they were pretty much questioning what if someone duplicates one of these digital IDs and fraud and all this type of shit. That's why the ultimate goal is actually to get it in you. Now the phones is the Internet of Things. But the whole point is they want to get you chipped, and they're using the technology to control everything. So these apps, that's what these digital IDs are about, man.
Yesterday, which did seem to come out of the blue. I think people need to be prepared for this, but I think ultimately it's the right thing to do.
I just don't see the point of not having them, because we have ID all the time with, you know, driving licenses, often carry our passports around. So yeah, I don't have a problem with them.
I mean, I think there are civil liberty concerns about it. I'm kind of worried about how that will be enforced, what people will be forced to choose. I wonder how effective it will be about actually managing it, and I think in the current climate...
The first person questioning it in this video is a Jake. I'm just saying. That's in this video, the first question is a Jake, man. You know what I'm saying?
I think it puts emphasis on the experience of kind of asylum seekers and immigrants and migrants to this country, when often they're just trying to live life and do things and get on like we all are. So I'm not in support of it based on what I've seen so far.
I think in principle it's a good idea. I think the idea of the ID card is in principle a very good idea. I'm hugely concerned about the whole push towards AI and digital because, of course, you know, we know.
So he's mentioned AI and digital. So he's saying it's a good idea, but in the next breath, he's concerned. From what I've just heard, about AI and digital, he's concerned about that. Let me pull that back just so I make sure I heard that right.
Card is in principle a very good idea. I'm hugely concerned about the whole push towards AI and digital because, of course, you know, we know that there are dangers with holding an enormous amount of people's information digitally. It gets lost, it gets taken, it gets used. We don't know what happens with it.
So it's a good idea, but then he's concerned with it. It's the same thing. It doesn't make no sense. But that is what. Let me type in this. Let's type this in. OIT should come up. Internet of Things. A network of physical devices embedded with sensors, software, and other technologies that connect and exchange data over the internet. These connected devices, from household objects to industrial machines, collect information, communicate with each other, and can even act on that data to make environments smarter and more efficient. So everything, Internet of Things, everything that's being used is data collection. Internet of Things improves daily life and industries by enabling remote monitoring, control, and the collection of real-time data from the physical world. So that it's telling you what it is right there. All right. So if you look at something like this, so the Internet of Things, everything's all plugged in. The digital ID will be the same. Got smartphones, smart TVs, smart meters for gas and electric. You know what I'm saying? Smart cars, electric vehicles. You know that this is where things are at right now. So you are being surveillance done. That's just the facts. That's why the scripture said to be, don't be ignorant of Satan's devices, bro. Okay, Job 5:14, they meet with darkness in the daytime and group in the noonday as in the night. If I can find this other one here, the Micah. Micah 2:1, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. So they come up with these policies and then they execute it because they got the power over the people. But they know people will revolt, but they're going to say, well, we control your food supply. We're this is what you going to do? As you can see, yeah, they got a lot of people's minds anyway. A lot of people, they don't want to, as soon as, if you rebel against it and they call you the T thing, we'll start calling it the T thing. So I noticed the buzzword that's used, the code word that's used is probably ain't the best, to be fair. But when they call you the T, the T thing, you know. But when they call you the T thing, it's gonna make a lot of people just gonna get it. Like let's say they do a false flag, and they say, well, the false flag was by people that are against the BRIC cards, then they're like, oh, well, people that are against the BRIC cards, you become T-Fangs. A lot of people are going to fall in line and go, wow, I don't want to be a T-Fang. I want to be associated with T-Things, so just hurry up and let me take it so I can get on with the normal life in society.
And I think it comes with a huge number of pitfalls. I think it needs to be looked at very, very carefully, because I think there are huge implications. I think there are particular bonuses to it, but I think there are huge implications ethically as well.
Well, we had them. I had one. I had one in the 50s. So it didn't cause, I was only a child obviously then, but it didn't cause any bother then.
No, I don't agree with anything Starmer does.
Why not?
Because he's no good at his job.
Why are you against the ID cards?
Well, I don't think anything he does is any good.
Probably not the best of ideas. Because, like, with anything digital, everything can be changed, so... Yeah, it's... Like, you look at the way things get hacked, and it's bad enough you can get fake IDs as it is. And with everything online, it just makes things a bit more... less human. Because you don't get the whole thing of, like, you're interacting with someone, instead you're interacting with a machine, so...
Even with the payment, the bank pushing the digital pound, they were talking the same talk about the hackers and shit like that. That's why they're gonna go a step further and say, well, we need you chipped, because then... But really it's for tracking and control any damn way. And they're talking about that if you're in them 15-minute city grids, and you ain't gonna be able to do a damn thing. Once you take that, once you take the mark of the beast implants, it's curtains for you. Not only is the Most High gonna, not only are you a slave to Esau or Edom, then the Most High is gonna destroy you. Let's get that. Because that's what this is leading to. Revelation 14:9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured without mixture into the cup of his indignation. You shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And that judgment is mainly talking about America, with the America being completely wiped out with nukes. So it will be burnt up. There will be exchange of nukes across the planet. But also you will have the Lord and the angels, setting everything straight out here.
So these top kind of data protection companies, or like these tech firms, can't protect people's data. Who's to say that Westminster can do any better, or Whitehall, or whoever it is? Just, it's a bit of a concern and like a bit of an infringement.
So that was some mixed reactions. And the way some of these people sound, man, they ain't gonna revolt. Look how weak they are, man. They ain't going to.
Because he's no good at his job.
And they know that. See, the main people that ain't gonna take these take that mark is the elect, because and he knows that we, the Lord, is got spirit on the prophets, man. He's gonna protect them as well. Let's do this. Like some of these commentaries on, it's like it's Mark of the Beast Chronicles. So we're gonna start just doing tying it in with the prophecies. Okay, that one's alright. That image there. Alright, with that I'm gonna say Shalom.